Hey everyone, James Holst here with In Depth Outdoors. On today's On Ice, we're on Lake Winnibigoshish. We're out at High Banks Resort and we're doing something a little bit different today. We're fishing Tullibee. We got a big group of guys and the fish are just snapping. If you've never done this, what makes this so fun and interesting is they fight great and you catch them in huge numbers. And what people don't know about this species is that they're just tremendous on the table. And we're going to talk to a guy today that's going to share some cooking tips with us on how to take this fish that, I tell you what, they're very aggressive in the winter months, and make the most of them as far as table fare. And we're out here, we got John Marshall, Cal Schweel, Grant Sorensen, a lot of guys from the In Depth Outdoors Pro staff, and we're just having a blast. We're going to keep some of these fish, get them out on the table, but more than anything, just have a lot of fun with some good friends. So stick around, we're on ice.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dually action. It's been a while. By a while, I mean like 10 minutes. There it is. Here it is. Good old Tullibee. It's number 3 in about less than 5 minutes.
All right.
They're stacked on
You got
there.
yourself?
Look at that. That's a good one.
What? Hey, you're not gonna hit? The Cal special. Give him the beans, John.
Oh, Johnny's back to his roots.
Ooh, up high. 20 foot.
Oh.
Kind of ate it. Here's some hardware.
Oh, here's another nice one. We're out here catching these Tullibees today, and they're a very underrated fish. A lot of people don't realize it, but they make some of the best eating of any of the fish up here in northern Minnesota. They're great smoked, but one of my favorite ways is also to bake them. You basically cut their heads off, take the guts out, scale them, and you'll put your favorite poultry dressing inside and bake them. They turn out fantastic. They're a great fish.
Oh! Got that. Seriously, that's not even right.
You know, we do not fish for these Tullibees very often, and one of the reasons is the lakes that hold these Tullibees are, you know, fairly north in the state. You get down around the Twin Cities, the lakes aren't deep enough, they're not cold enough to hold these fish. But let me tell you, get up north of, say, like Mille Lacs Lake, and just about every deep, clear lake will have these fish, and they're just a blast. They travel in huge schools, they're very active in the winter, and you know, as we've been filming this little short video, camera guy has been running from one hole to the next. Just everybody just seems to have a fish, and at times 2, 3 anglers are all fighting a fish at any one time, and they really are a pretty spectacular fighter. I mean, we're not talking about a 20-pound fish here, but what they do give you as a 2 or 3 pound fish is really pretty incredible. They kind of fight like a smallmouth bass. Maybe not the long runs that a smallmouth bass will put on you, but big head shakes, some nice spirited little runs. And as Rob has shared with us, they're really very good table fare. They get a kind of a bad rap, mostly because of their appearance. They kind of look like a big minnow, but really they're an open water plankton bug feeder that lives in these very deep, clear lakes. So they're very good meat, they're clean, and I tell you what, the limits on these fish are very liberal. Each guy can keep 25. Now, we're not gonna do that today. We probably could fill out and, you know, fill a whole sled with these things, but really 6, 8 whitefish or Tullibee per guy, great table fare, and just a ton of fun.
You're the one burning up at me from the bottom.
Oh, you got a burner?
We do.
Went from a boiler to a burner?
Oh, he just went off the screen, but he's coming up after me.
There.
Oh, Hanson's got one. Good Hanson.
There we go. I'm not going to waste any time.
So we're out of High Banks. It's a resort that plows a great network of winter roads out here on Winnie. And the areas we're targeting, they're deep mud flats. You don't want to be on the structure for these Tullibees. Typically they run a little bit deeper. off the edges of any structure out in the deeper water. We're in about 32 to 34 feet right now. Very soft bottom, and these fish are cruising in big schools. And there's times when the LX7s completely light up. You might have 8, 10, 12 fish on the screen at one time. And what's working is, I mean, this is a small demon spoon from Custom Jigs and Spins. Any color is going to work. They don't seem very particular at all about color, but what seems to kind of seal the deal on these bug eaters is that big wad of larva I got there on the treble hook. Just wad it up. Color doesn't matter. Just give them something to kind of key in on. They don't hit very hard. Sensitive rods are kind of a big aid in detecting the bites on these fish. They just kind of come up underneath that little wad of larva, just grab onto it to see your rod tip dive just a little bit, and after that point drive the hook home, the fight's on. So it's really simple fishing, and talking to Rob, this bite will go through the end of the winter, basically until, you know, ice season. Rob's fighting one right now, until the ice is gone. So if you can pick a great warm day, come out here with your kids, come out with some friends, you're going to have a blast, because it is not hard to get on a bunch of these great tasting fish. There's a good example. You know, sometimes you do a lot of talking and it costs you fish. That is a nice one. So that's about the average, maybe a little bit over average size?
Just a bit over average, but a lot of nice ones like this.
Well, why don't we pull the otter over here and show the people what our efforts have brought us here today. I mean, when we talk about catching a lot of fish, and by no means have we kept every fish we've caught, we've released probably 2 times as many fish as we've kept. Rob says they're just delicious. We're going to experience that ourselves. Smoked or baked, just a wonderful eating fish. We figure we've got about 6 or 8 of those per guy. We've got a little work ahead of us, but you know, for anybody that just likes to come out, enjoy some great winter weather, catch a bunch of fish and have a great time, these fish will put a smile on your face. So Lake Winnibigosh, going out of high banks, from here forward until the ice is, you know, no longer safe to get out on, this bite's going to be here for you. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.